This is a variation on the story called Alice in Wonderland. So you know the story, how it begins. Alice is reading a book under a tree in a field, and she's feeling very, very sleepy, and her eyes are starting to close. When suddenly she wakes up because she sees a white rabbit. Well, there's nothing particularly special about white rabbits in a field in the countryside, except this was a little bit special because this particular white rabbit was wearing a waistcoat and looking at a watch. In fact, he kept looking at his watch and he looked very worried. And then he seemed to say, "I must hurry," and he dashed off. Now, Alice had never seen such a thing in her life before. So she got up from where she was nearly asleep and started to run off to the rabbit.
What do you have there?
I'm sorry? What did you say?
What's Mum got there in her hands?
Oh, I don't know what Mummy's got.
It looks scary.
Oh.
Is it a monster? It got some sharp teeth.
I didn't actually see what it was, so it might have been a monster.
Is it a zombie?
Might have been.
Let me have a close look.
No, you stay in bed now, please.
Oh, it looks like a zombie.
Lie down.
But that it looks like a zombie.
Mummy hasn't brought you a zombie. She's probably just brought a bit of clothing.
But that's.
It's just a pair of jeans, that's all.
What's that?
Okay, do you want the rest of the story?
It looks like a zombie.
Do you want the rest of the story?
Yes, please.
So Alice was chasing the white rabbit when suddenly the rabbit pops down a burrow.
Oh.
A rabbit hole, a burrow.
A burrow.
Yes.
Oh.
So Alice goes to look down the burrow and she puts her head into the burrow entrance and peers down to see whether she can see the rabbit. But as she's looking down the hole, the earth gives way and she tumbles into the hole and down, 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 down she goes, right down to the bottom. When she gets to the bottom, she's in a big room and there's doors of varying sizes. On the table lies a key because all the doors are locked, but the key does not fit the big doors and it doesn't fit the middle-sized doors, but it does fit the very small door. She opens it and looks through. She can see the white rabbit running around on the other side, but poor Alice, the door is so small she can't even get her head through it. Just then, she sees a bottle on the table with a label saying, "Drink me." So she goes over to the table, puts the key down on the table and picks up the bottle. "Oh well," she said, "this is just a dream, so here goes." And she takes a swig of the bottle marked "Drink me." Immediately, she starts to get smaller and smaller and smaller until she's small enough to go through the locked door, the very small door. But when she gets to the door, she finds she can't go anywhere because the door is still locked. So she looks for the key, and she finds the key is right behind her on the glass table. So she tries to reach it, but it's much too high up. Luckily, Alice finds a box or tin underneath the table with the words "Eat me" on it. So she starts to eat what's inside. It's a lovely cake. And she grows and grows and grows and grows and grows until her head is squashed up against the ceiling. "Oh dear," she says. "Well, at least now I can get the key, but I can't get through the door." Then she notices she hasn't drunk all of the liquid which says "drink me," so she has another sip and starts to get smaller. Has another sip and gets smaller. And then finally, by juggling between sips of the "drink me" or bites of the "eat me" cake, somehow between a bit of one and a bit of the other, she could get herself to the right height to follow the white rabbit. And that's the beginning of the story. And now I'm going to skip to the end of the story. Finally, Alice got out of the burrow and she was exhausted after her adventures under the ground. So she lay down to sleep under a tree until she heard her sister calling. And she told her sister about the story, but realistically speaking, she just dreamed it. And that's the end of the story.
I'm looking for the whole story. It's a whole story.
Well, I'm a little bit too tired to tell you everything which happened because it'll take forever.
But sorry, it's the whole story.